Hi, this is Keith Bryant, the Keith Bryant Show at Productronica 2025, and I'm here with David from Inovaxe, and we're going to talk about all the new exciting stuff that they have bubbling under at the moment. So, that's your intro, sir. Off you go.
Keith, thank you so much for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure. I guess we'll get started right away. One of the big announcements that we're making, have already been made. I guess I can talk a little bit more about that. Is that we've opened up a facility in India to compete with the Southeast Asia market. As most people know, we make and manufacture and develop everything ourselves in Boca Raton, Florida, which we are very proud of doing. And for a while, we were a little, I don't know, maybe resistant or hesitant, or didn't really feel the need to really do anything to compete with the Southeast Asia market. But at this point, we've decided to move forward with that plan. And we are delivering the same exact products with similar software and similar support in India and other Southeast Asia markets. We have our own sales team there, our own software development team, and our own support team, and it's basically a replica of what we're doing in Florida, but in India, specifically for the Southeast Asia market, to compete with that market. So that's one of the big things. I don't know if you have any questions about that or...
No, it's just, I would guess a comment that, yeah, it's definitely the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And I've noticed over the last few years that generally, not only in India, but in other places in Asia, they are starting to buy and value quality equipment. And they understand now that to compete as like high technology manufacturers, you need to have the right kit. So you're kind of hitting the sweet spot, I think.
Yeah, I would agree with you, and there's no shortage of high quality products that are coming out of the Southeast Asia market. There are certainly some companies out there who are, they're open one night and they're closed the next night. Some of those guys are really just making imitation products, copying, if you will. But we're not in the market to do that. We are quite literally bringing our product, 100% of it, to India, and I think that's why we've already been successful. I had mentioned earlier before the interview started, we actually opened that facility in October, and we are already turning it into a profit because of what we bring to the table. We didn't cheapen our product, we didn't cut any corners to have a better margin in India. It's the same thing. The only thing we're doing different is that it's being made, manufactured, and developed in India. So that takes out the obviously, U.S. is, we have a high labor rate there, right?
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yep.
But in U.S., we're very proud of the fact that we have complete quality control, and we wanted to have the same complete quality control with the same high level of quality in India. So.
Yep. And I think more and more people are looking to move their manufacturing there because, as you say, it gives a lot of advantages, and geographically it sits where you need it to.
Yeah, and on top of that, people sometimes undervalue the type of quality that can come out of places like India and Thailand and Malaysia and Indonesia. I mean, if you look at any other industry, why is it undervalued when you have the world's top doctors and physicians and surgeons and engineers, mechanical and electrical, coming out of the same countries? So where does that misconception of like quality, lower quality really come from? I think it's just
historical,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's India. What else is happening?
So something I'm particularly very excited about is we make a fantastic product. It's a proprietary pick-by-light system that is powered by very powerful software. We're huge on software integrations, factory-wide connectivity, and people love us for that, right? We make a very stable, industry stable, mechanically stable, and software stable products. And for a little while, we saw ourselves differently than some of the other systems that exist out there, like your ASRS systems and carousels and things like that. And still to this day, we still see ourselves differently from those types of solutions. I think they're great and they have their place, but we're targeting electronics manufacturers and specifically SMT and through-hole material handling. So with that being said, we are taking a version of our racks and automating how that is being used. So we're moving towards automation. I can't talk too much more about it, but it'll be on display at Apex next year. So, well, in a few months, right? So.
Yep, it's next year, but it's not that far away.
Not that far away. I said next year, but next year's in a month and a half. So.
Yep. So hopefully we'll get you back at Apex, and you can then tell us all about it.
I will tell you all about it. We'll have it on our booth. People will come by and be able to see it, play with it. It's it's an interactive experience that people will be able to interact with.
Yep.
So it'll be really cool.
And it's obviously going to move you forward and future-proof you as everything goes on, which is what we need in the industry.
That's our goal. That is the goal of this industry, right? That's the goal of Productronica here, right? It's just the biggest show for our industry in the world, and it's all about innovation. This is the pinnacle of innovation.
Yep.
This is the biggest show where all the big players bring out their new equipment. They bring out what I would say the big guns, right?
Yep.
So.
Well, best of luck with the rest of the development, and look forward to seeing it in Apex.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you too.